And here comes Her Majesty the Queen and His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh in their magnificent new Jubilee Rolls-Royce, arriving at the BBC Television Centre for this special edition of The Good Life. This royal occasion is in aid of the appeal to send teams from the British Isles to the Commonwealth Games at Edmonton in August. Waiting to receive the Queen and Prince Philip is Sir Michael Swan, Chairman of the Board of Governors. He presents Lady Swan, Mr. Ian Trevarlen, Director General of the BBC, and Mrs. Trevarlen. And then they make their way into the main reception centre for further presentations. The Queen in a finely pleated chiffon dress with ruffled sleeves and masses of little pink and white rosebuds. And first of all, Mr. Alistair Milne, Managing Director, BBC Television, and Mrs. Milne. Sir Alexander Ross, he's Chairman of the Commonwealth Games Federation, and Lady Ross. Mr. Robin Scott, he's Deputy Managing Director, BBC Television, and Mrs. Scott. And Mr. James Gilbert, Head of Light Entertainment, BBC Television, and Mrs. Gilbert. And here with a bouquet of lilies of the valley and pink roses is Charlie Henley, 5.5-year-old son of one of the stars of The Good Life, Felicity Kendall. I bet he never forgets that moment. And the presentation's over. The royal party go to the 6th floor to meet personalities of the Commonwealth Games appeal. And now Sir Michael Swan conducts the Queen to Studio 6, where an invited audience is already waiting. And the Queen and the royal party go to the special royal box in the centre of the studio, especially constructed for this occasion. And as always happens in television productions like this, the floor manager, in this case production assistant Brian Jones, tells the audience something about the show.
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of BBC Television and our producer, John Howard Davis, welcome to the Television Centre and to TC6 and to this evening's recording of A Special Good Life. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Brian Jones. I'm the floor manager, the production assistant, and let me give you some details of The Good Life, first of all. The original programmes were first recorded in 1975 when we achieved a viewing audience of approximately 5 million. On the last assessment by our Audience Research Department at Christmas, we'd actually achieved a viewing audience of over 21 million. This, you may think, was usual for Christmas shows, but when I say that the average audience, viewing audience, during the series was something between 16 and 17 million, it simply points to the fact of how successful and how well received The Good Life is. And to the sets, ladies and gentlemen. Now, starting there on the left, we have a bank manager's set in which our special guest artist tonight, George Cole, meets up with Richard Briers, Tom Good. In the middle here, we have the Goods kitchen. And finally, over there, we have the sumptuous drawing room of Margot Ledbetter. Very Margot, isn't it, really? Yes. Now, there is an additional set because owing to the limitation of the space across the studio floor, we've had to what we call double bank. That is to say, there is one set which is hidden round the back there. Now, the way you'll be able to see that set when we get into it are by having a look, if I may draw your attention, to the studio monitors, the television sets which are about the place. Also, if there is any time that you're unable to see any of the action in the sets themselves because of cameras, booms, or rather overweight floor managers, please again look to the monitors. Now, what you will also see on the monitors are pre-recorded sequences that we have already shot on film. All the exterior stuff that we did for the programmes were found on location in Northwood. It's part of my job, in fact, as a production assistant, along with the help of the producer. He hands me the script and he says, go and look for these particular locations. Now, on this occasion, they were very specific. We had to find 2 detached houses, one very smart and the other, well, not so smart. Probably needed a lick of paint. I started going out as far as Stoke Poges and finished around Northwood and found the 2 houses, showed them to John, he okayed them, and then we set about the task of actually talking to the people and asking them, please may we come and film on your premises. Now, normally, this is a perfectly straightforward thing to do. But on this occasion, we had to say that, please can we dig up your garden? Yes, you can dig up our garden. Not just your front lawn, madam, but your back garden as well. Yes, you can dig up our back garden. And then after we'd got that okayed, then we made the additional request, may we put pigs, chickens and goats in there? Anyhow, the show was a success and we're delighted to see you all. Enough from me for the moment. May I take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, of introducing one of the stars of the show to you. A delight for me to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, the artist playing the character of Tom Good, Mr. Richard Bryars.
Never been this full before.
But you told me you were a draw.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the last 12 months, we have been writing each week to Jimmy Savile. And I'm happy to say... he works very hard, Mr. Jim. A splendid evening, and a splendid guest star, George Cole. Now, if that were not enough, the suave, talented Paul Eddington. And next, a lady who has just about won every showbiz award that ever was invented. But I personally think deserves just one more, and that's for being herself, Miss Penelope Keith. Now the wonderful little woman, my television wife, the delicious Felicity Kendall. Now, I'm just going to pop back there to have a quick shake, and I'll hand you back to our splendid Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, sir. Right, cameras to your positions. Thank you. Artists to your opening positions. Won't be long before we go. There are opening titles to begin the programme, as you very likely all know. They will be seen on the monitors, on film. You've got to be very careful how they push these cameras about the studio, because they're very expensive. And if they break any of them, it comes out of their salaries, actually. All right, Ron. Kev? Fine. I think that is cue to run the opening titles now.